Hello everyone and welcome to Spear Tier 1. My name is Thomas, next to me is Lewis and we're here for my home Grand Prix. Like I said, Lewis is in the commentary box with me. How are you doing, mate?
I'm very good, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. It's time flies when you're having fun, especially when you have a shorter week and a longer time off. And we're already back commentating at your home Grand Prix. We were just saying off the air, it was mine last week, and now we're at Zandvoort for today's race.
Yep, and it is sunny out here. Oh, Kelso is off. It is sunny. If this race was last week, then yeah, it would be more beneficial to drive around in boats instead of F1 cars. But for this week, it has been sunny all the way through since Tuesday, I would say. So yeah, good to see some nice dry weather here out on track. We've got Roy on his home Grand Prix, and it is the home Grand Prix for quite a lot of guys. He currently has put his Williams up in pole position with a 110.841. Kerbo is only 10 thousandths of a second behind, in fact 11 thousandths of a second behind. Big gap then to Charlie in P3, and Vamu has set a bit of a banker in P4. The rest of the grid is all yet to set a lap. Fruitful has joined the lobby as well, so we've got 16 drivers ready for tonight's race.
Yeah, brilliant, fantastic. And this track is very challenging, both in wet or dry conditions. I'd say arguably even more in the dry, just because of the faster speeds you take on that heavy fuel load, and the rear tyres can get punished a bit round here, particularly with overheating as well. So, and it's quite a tricky one to overtake on as well. So you do find people making desperate manoeuvres. I found yesterday's race in the wet. It's a bit of a tricky one, but plenty of safety cars we had in yesterday's race in the wet, so it's a very, very tricky circuit. Although Silverstone, it's very opposite of Silverstone. Silverstone's wide, fast, plenty of runoff. Zandvoort is old school, very little runoff, narrower, just constant corners. Apart from that main straight, you're not really ever going straight. It's always a corner of some sort, or you're turning left or right. Even in that full throttle section, you get on this circuit. I really do enjoy it. It's very much like a kart track.
It really is, but like you said, it's hard to make a move around here. We will be seeing a lot of overtakes, presumably here going into turn 1, where Pete Jones is running through now. He puts himself up into P5 just behind his teammate Hecko DK. Yeah, so at the end of the start-finish straight, going into turn 1, that's a place where you can overtake. Maybe going into the braking zone after the second DRS straight, that's a possibility as well, but you need to be very close through the section before if you want to make a move, and it's hard with the dirty air, although it is better to follow cars around this year. Still, to be that close through this section where Jones is going through now will be a hard task for the drivers. Yeah, like we've mentioned before, it will be dry for both quali and the race, so no surprises on that front. So yeah, we will probably be seeing a very standard one stop for this race, but like the previous weeks, nothing is very straightforward here in Tier 1, as we have almost an average of, I would say, 2-3 safety cars per race.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be very surprised if we don't get any safety cars for this race. But looking at the lap times, we haven't the quick guys yet to do a lap. Konzo is about to start his lap. Vaporize is still in the garage. You got Fruitful in the garage still at the moment. A few of the EU2 boys racing today. Matty is and Charlie. Charlie, not Cos equals Charlie, Charlie Cornish as well. Cornish is in this race. He's just got into P6 with his time of 1:11.3. So there's still a lot of people yet to do times.
It's also hard to invalidate your lap time around here. Running wide, just using a little bit too much curb, so yeah, it's not tricky to get a perfect lap in here.
Yeah.
Let's see what Gonzo can do. He is coming up towards the end of sector 2. purple, as always, for everyone. But still, Roy in pole position. Kjærbo follow him closely,
Oh!
and that was an Aston Martin into the
Yeah.
wall, and that is DK.
Yeah, DK. Front wing gone. That's
Which
a lap.
is Hakvar Hunt from last week, for the people watching us every single week. He changed his name, he changed it back because, yeah, on Steam you can just change your name whenever you want. So, not to be confused, he drove last week as well. And he's back again together with Jones.
And today we've only got 3 people who are on the computer. Majority are on PlayStation.
Yes.
Which, yes. You know, considering we were struggling for PlayStation, on the PlayStation in the first few rounds, we got 16 today.
Yeah, the numbers have been good lately, and that's all due to the PC guys willing to merge with the EU1 PSN boys, and because of that we have seen some very interesting, fun and entertaining races. Niels got a little bit caught up in traffic there. He was very aggressive through the corners. Now with the DRS open, coming towards the end of sector 2, let's see what is sector 2 is looking like. Not even a purple sector 2, that says a lot about this lap. And I think Niels will struggle to get himself up the field unless he has a mega sector 3.
Yeah.
As he, with Vaporizer, Ebert, Fruitful and Kelso are the only ones having to set a lap, not Kelso, and Niels just about gets himself inside the top 10. He's in P9 so far with a 1:11.733.
Yeah, very nicely done there. And what else we got here? Famo's on another lap now. Vaporizer's on the pits. Famo though is in sector 1. Be interested to see how he goes. Oh, Kjærbo's crashed out. I think Kjærbo is, I can see he's crashed out, so Kjærbo's not going to go any further in this one. Pens is coming to the line, and he improves 110.6 for him. Now, what is Famo going to do in response? He's in sector 2 at the moment, and he's still quite far down on our pole sitter. Oh, he backs out. He must not have been an improvement. Okay.
Kelso is going to improve. He is now coming out of the final turn on towards the line, and he puts in 110.7, only half a tenth of pole position. Really well done by Kelso.
Max on a lap. He's through sector 1. He is nearly 2 tenths up on his previous best. And it's going to be pretty close round here because it's a short lap. So any like a 10th round here in the first sector, 1700s. 17. Try again. Try it again. 1.7 tenths per second. Now he's going towards the end of sector 2. And he's 4 tenths up. This looks really good here for Matty. He carries a little bit too much speed through the chicane, which does compromise him a bit. It'll be interesting to see what he does in this final sector. Did he lose a bit of time in the end? Very low on energy. Comes across the line, P6 with him. Good time. Nearly 8 tenths quicker than he did previously.
Good lap time from Matty. We still got 3 people in the pits. Is Vaporizer just trying to do a last to first every single week? We saw him doing it last week around Silverstone, and I'm assuming he's going to do exactly the same thing this week round.
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
Fair play.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit harder, I feel, at this track than Silverstone. I got away. I mean, I was fortunate yesterday that it was wet. I had a spin on the opening lap, and fortunately, with safety cars and the fact it went wet, it gets you back into the fold. But Yeah, we can see how vaporizer, if he is, I mean, it looks like there's no indication he's going out unless he's just going to do a one-off lap.
Nah, I don't think he is. There is a Ferrari out on track, but that's Vemu.
Konzo's out. He's going on the final turn. He's pitting. I think
Hilly
everyone's...
is setting a lap, but it's not a quick one. He is over 2 seconds down on his previous lap time. Currently on a 1:11.5, just within a second of the pole time. It's quiet out on track, maybe a little bit too quiet.
Yeah, everyone's waiting. Oh, and the Red Bulls are now having a double stack. That's going to make things a little bit interesting for Hilly. Oh, Vamo is on his outlap.
Yep, he is one of the first guys to start, which I think will be his final run. Unless he fueled his car up a little bit more than usual to allow himself to do 2 runs. I don't know how well those tires will behave if you do 2 hot laps right after each other, but we'll have to wait and see. Through sector 1 it looked all clean for the Ferrari driver, and he is pretty much half a tenth up on his previous lap time. So a good sector 1 for Vemu, who is currently finding himself in P4. He is a little bit more than 3/10 of pole position, so he needs to find a little bit more through sector 2 and sector 3 if he wants to get himself at least onto the front row. Let's see, gets a good exit out of the very long left-hander. Purple sector 2, that doesn't say a lot, but he is almost 1.5 tenths up. Can he improve even more through the final sector? 2 more corners, easy on the front. It's very, very easy to lose the car on the curb there. Open up the DRS, on towards the line. Is Vemu going to improve by how much? Oh, and he takes pole position.
Wow!
A mega sector 3 from Vemu, and he puts that Ferrari up on pole position. You love to see it.
Yeah, very good from Vamo. Out of the blue. He got it tidy up this time. And he got 2 McLarens. Everyone's coming out. Fruitful's coming out. Calzo's coming out. A lot of people now on out laps. Charlie, I think, is on a hot lap. Charlie's 3/10 up. He costs Charlie. So I think he's the next one.
Yes.
He's the only one actually on a hot lap. And Jones is starting a hot lap as well. Jones is... Oh no, Jones is about to start a hot lap. So yeah, it's only Charlie.
6.5 tenths.
Yeah.
He has a little bit of a gap to overcome, but he is doing a good job. And we saw how much Vemu was gaining through sector 3 as well, and that was compared to already a very competitive lap. So let's see what Charlie is going to do. Coming out of the final turn, open up the DRS on towards the line. It will be a 1:11.2 on P7 for Charlie, and I think he will be happy with that one.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jones is not going to improve, 2.2 seconds down. So he will probably try and go again for his next lap. Kelso improved to a P3.
Oh, Fruitful span when he's just about to do his hot lap. That's not going to be good for his tyres, overheating. And look at this Vamo, I think he's doing another lap. No, he's not, sure not. Hence on a hot lap, Cowles is on a hot lap, Hako has crashed.
Metty is improving as well.
Yeah, they're all out now.
Oh, and he loses it. It's so easy to lose the car around here.
Yeah.
And Metty just shows it. Let's go on board with Conso. His brother is up into P3 in the McLaren. Here we have Conso in the Mercedes. He was up through sector 1. How good is his sector 2? Cornish has finished his qualifying session, P8 for him. Matty is not going to improve. Charlie is going into the pits. News improves to P5. Really well done with his teammate in P2. And now Conso with 2 more corners to negotiate. He's currently on a 111.4, which puts him in P11 so far. How much can he improve as Roy takes back pole position and Conso improves to P4, a 110.8. But Roy currently on pole position, and I think no one is going to beat that unless Fruitful is going to do something special. But he's not, because he invalidated his lap time and he will be starting on the back of the grid together with Vaporizer.
Yeah.
Here comes Charlie. P7. And Matty is not going to improve anymore. So we've got Roy in the Williams at his home Grand Prix on pole position with a 110.4. Really well done by Roy.
Nicely done there. And yeah, Penn's getting it out in the end. 1 minute 10.4. Well, that's quite a decent lap time in terms of gaps between him and Vamo. Calzo, oh so close to getting that P2, just a few hundredths off. And yeah, Matty would have been thinking if he was able to improve, he could have been closer up that further up the field today. But it's the race is where the points are scored, and this race I do expect safety cars, so we could have drama later on. In the end, the field was separated by just the top 10 by just under 7/10, the whole field by just under a second, just over a second. So obviously, apart from the ones who didn't qualify.
Yeah, really good to see that everyone from P1 to P13 is within a second. And I think with Fruitful and Vaporize starting at the back, I think it would have been 2 more people within that second or the 1 second window. Lewis, strategy-wise, what is the smart thing to do around here?
One-stop strategy, I believe. Medium to hard, hard to medium. It unfortunately, there isn't anything else. Yeah, the soft tire does not last long at all around here. So yeah, you're looking at around 6-7 laps on a soft. So medium, yeah, that's generally what you can do. Or start on the hard.
Oh, why is everyone leaving the session?
Oh no.
Nice. Okay, we will have to restart the lobby with custom grids. So we will be back as soon as we sorted things out. Please stand by. Hello everyone, and we're back. Hopefully, without anybody getting kicked. Um, I saw, I think it was Roy in the chat saying that it was his third time out of 4 league races that he had to restart. So I don't know what is going on with the game, but it's good to be back. We are up and running with 10 seconds remaining. We will see if everyone is on the grid without any problems. I will make sure that everyone loads their setup. So Lewis, we go back to the question I asked before everything went wrong. What is the preferred and smartest strategy around this track?
Yeah, so it's one-stop strategy. I expect, unfortunately, I can't. I wish I could say it's something else, but one stop. Expect a lot of the guys at the front to be starting on the hards, maybe majority of people, and then you'll see a few people on the mediums, maybe more so the people around that sort of edge of the top 10, between P5 and P10. But you're going to see a lot of people at the back on the hards, a lot of people at the front, very front on the hards as well. It's a shame, really, that it's not a two-stop circuit. There's not many of them left now, which doesn't give you that kind of variable in strategy. And if we look at the tyres, we have got a bit more people who've gone onto the medium first for this stint. That's interesting. Particularly P2 and P3. I expected more like from 5th to 10th, which does show from 5th to 10th there's only one guy on the hard, the others are on the medium. But there's a couple of guys on the mediums outside the top 10. That's Charlie and Cornish, and that might work because what I do find with being on the softer tyre is A, you get a better start, and also that opening lap with that better tyre warm-up, you can actually gain quite a lot of places. The problem that these guys have got is a very short run to turn 1, and it's not... I mean, you might be able to get some places through turn 1 and turn 2 and 3. After that, it then very much becomes a snake, and it's just taking advantage of maybe some people battling ahead of you, and getting tangled up, or sort of making a mistake on cold tyres on heavy fuel load. So I expect Roy to be put under extreme pressure at the start. I wouldn't be surprised if Vamo gets off the line and takes the lead going to turn 1 here.
Yeah, you mentioned it. It's a shame that it's not going to be a two-stop. The pit lane is certainly a pit lane that provides, or at least makes it a little bit more attractive to make a two-stop. We were at Silverstone last week, where you want to avoid the pit lane as much as possible. But yeah, around this track, because it's such a short pit lane, you can take that risk. But like we've mentioned through qualifying, it's hard to make an overtake around here, so you can be on a much quicker tire, but to get past will be a second. Ethan is lucky. He has joined the stream after quite a long time, and he can immediately enjoy my first lap in Dutch. This has been God knows how long since I've done this, and I know that it is already really awkward for me to talk in Dutch when I'm commentating. Which is strange, but it is. So yeah, bear with me, and we'll have to wait and see how this one is going to pan out. I can't get a good view on the starting grid, so we'll have to do it with this. We hebben 5 rode lampen en de lampen zijn uit en we zijn er vandoor. Het is een goede start van Roy, het is een goede start van Vermoe op de mediums. En Kjerbo ook zet meteen aan de binnenkant, Roy aan de buitenkant. Wie komt er op plek 2? Dat is Kjerbo. Oh, en dit is Calzo in de muur. En Vamu, stuurt Roy de muur in. En dat is een gele vlag, bocht 4. Roy is out of the race. En we hebben E-Bird. En dat is een safety car.
VSC.
Virtual safety car, okay.
Yeah. Well, that was action-packed.
That was
Oh no,
very
it's a safety car.
interesting.
It is a safety car now.
Yeah, so not a lot of action to talk about in Dutch.
Ah, that's a shame.
I will finish it off. Het was erg leuk om het in het Nederlands te doen. Ik ben blij dat het na een half rondje voorbij is. Let's go, we will talk in English again. You have to see it.
Yeah, unfortunately. But that was the issue with the hard pens. Being on that hard tyre initially, he wasn't going to get the best start, which he didn't. And Kierbo had a fantastic start, and he took the lead of the race in the end. With the squabbles that it happens so often, going from turn 2 to turn 3, bit of contact, those hards just don't give you the grip. I think I've had that before around here. So, and we have Charlie going in the pits. So you can see if people did start on the softs, you can do a 2-stop around here, but yeah, right, it is very much a 1-stopper. And
It is a safety car, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Yes, yeah, it is a safety car. It was VSC with the safety car did come out, but as you can see, look at all the people that started on mediums have got into the top 10. Everyone who's from hards fell back, and that just shows you how that 1 lap advantage. If you can't get those hards switched on, that first lap you can gain quite a bit, and that's what I found it personally myself, where if you're outside that top 10, you're not right at the back, but you're outside the top 10. And if you go on to the medium where you've got other people around you on hards, it can work in your favour at the start, getting you the track position. And it's a circuit that you've got to remember is harder to overtake on, so track position is more important than on other circuits.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Lewis. I want to mention as well, we've got some big winners. Charlie, Cornish, Fruitful and Vaporize all gained 6 or 7 positions.
Yeah.
And like you've mentioned about the difference between the medium tire and the hard tire, I think that is exactly the reason why Roy is now out of this race. He had 2 medium runners behind him, couldn't get away after turn 1. Kierbo got past, Vemu got past, and then I don't know what happened after turn 2/3, because they made contact. I think because Vemu had a little bit of a moment and made contact with Roy. I don't think it was intentional whatsoever. But yeah, just because he didn't have the grip compared to the guys on the medium, and that's why he got caught up in the incident. And unfortunately for him, it's race over already. Same story for his teammate. So both Williams already out of the Dutch Grand Prix. And like you said, Lewis, everyone who started on the mediums is now in a very, very good position.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's crazy, all those hard runners. I mean, Fruitful actually was the best of all the runners who started on hards. He's actually made great progress. P8 for Fruitful now. So he's looking good if he can stay out of the wall and not get involved in any incidents ahead or around him. He's looking good. But also Konzo, he's still around that P4 position on that hard tyre. It will benefit in the second half of the race. But yeah, these restarts are where the softer tyre are really going to help. And the safety car's coming in at the end of this lap, so it's not too long of a safety car. How is Kierbo? When is Kierbo going to go for it?
That's a really good question. I'm also curious to see how well Konzo has been able to keep those hards up to temperature, because if he's not careful, he will lose all the free positions behind him, and those are the guys on the medium tire. But we have to focus on our race leader for the moment. Kierbo, behind him Vemu. When is Kierbo gonna go, and can he remain in the lead of this race? He's still weaving. And he's gonna go now, so we've got green flag conditions as we start lap 4 out of 36. It's been a good restart by Kierbo, it's been a good restart by Vemu and Jones, and Konzo is under immediate pressure from the medium runner behind by the name of DK. And he gets in front, so DK up into P4, Konzo drops down to P5, but so far so good. No major incidents as of yet.
Yeah, those hards really struggling to get up the temperature, and you can see already with the medium runners closely following him, Charlie, but also Fruitful. Fruitful looking racy as well. And these are the parts of the opening lap where the rears could give you an issue here. But also later on in this stint, when the tyres get older and maybe if your setup's a little bit hard on the tyre and you overheat those rears through those fast right-handers, the three right-handers that you end up doing in Sector 2, a lot of pressure on those left-hand side tyres.
Yeah, especially towards the end, we saw already people making mistakes on the quali, and that is on a maximum of 3 lap all tires. So imagine when they've done over 10 laps on a certain tire. Charlie is looking quick, and I think he's going to make a move on Gonzo who defends the inside, so Charlie has to go the long way around. Is he going to make it stick, or is Gonzo holding it down the inside? No, Charlie goes round the outside with that little bit more grip on the medium tire, and he gets the job done. Charlie up into P5, Gonzo drops down to P6.
And that's with no DRS either. But yeah, look at that hard tyre of Gonzo. He's not happy at all with that setup, and now he's got Fruitful lining him up. Both of these are hard runners. Fruitful's already gained a place on the restart, and he's looking for another.
Yeah, Fruitful is looking quick around here. He already gained a lot of positions, like we've mentioned, during the safety car, and it's DK off.
Yeah.
He lost it, and that is a free position for everyone. He can remain on the track. Yes, he's back going again, but he lost a lot of positions, and he's got some comeback to do now.
Yeah, it's still early though. There could be safety cars that work in his favour. But yeah, it's not working good, unfortunately for him. PW Jones, P3 at the moment. Great job by him in so far, keeping out of trouble. As Vamo sets fastest lap. Look at this now, Fruitful lining up the Mercedes. Is he going to make a move? Oh, he could have dived it down the inside there, but DRS is enabled now. He will get it next time.
Yeah, so this is the moment where people who are within a second of the car in front will get DRS, the rear ring will open up, they will gain that little bit more straight line speed to have a higher chance of overtaking someone, especially on the straight, but also, like we've mentioned during qualifying, the braking zone into the chicane / stadium section, but also going into turn 1. Fruitful really close to the back of Gonzo, putting him under a lot of pressure, and Gonzo is on the edge of getting the DRS from the car in front, but I think he just dropped out. And is this the moment where Gonzo is not going to get DRS? No, he's not. So this is going to make him very vulnerable. Is Fruitful close enough to make a move down the inside? No, he's not. He has to stay behind the Mercedes for now, but he will definitely try and attempt to make an overtake on the start-finish straight.
It's crucial this corner here, and now use that energy and DRS. And look at that now, there's a big advantage in straight line speed, and Mercedes doesn't even defend it. Time goes down the inside, up into P5, now leader in terms of being on that hard compound tyre.
Ooh, Matty and Vaporizer side by side, they're still side by side. Matty holds it down the inside again, they're still side by side, someone has to give up, and unfortunately for Matty, he has to drop down to P9, but what a driving and what a racing between these two drivers. Very well done, and Vaporizer moves himself up into P8. Really well done by the Dutchman in the Ferrari.
Yeah, doing his challenge kick back to last to first. P8 already. He's going to be involved more later in this stint. He's on the hards, so he will be quick at the end coming through the field. Especially, and you've got to consider the top 4 on the medium. This is going to be a really interesting second half. It's almost a race where I don't want there to be a safety car now. I just want the strategy to play out, because those medium runners, they're pulling away now, but they're going to be struggling on those hard tyres later on. Everyone else is going to be catching back up. People like Fruitful, Gonzo, and Vaporize in particular, Matty. They're in the hunt still for a good result here. Still early days.
Yes, we have had quite a lot of these kind of races where the strategy would have been very interesting to have a look at when the safety car didn't come out. But yeah, then well, not even halfway through the race, but also towards the end of the race with like 5 laps remaining, the safety car comes out and everyone is going onto the soft and it turns into a sprint race. But yeah, I have to agree with you, Lewis. I'm really interested to see when there's not a safety car coming out, how these strategies are going to play out. We've got a big DRS train formed, starting by Charlie in P4 and it goes all the way down to P9. As Matty just dropped outside of that 1 second window. Ebert and Kelso got past, so Charlie must have made a mistake. And now Kelso is making a move. No, he's not. He thinks better of it. He remains in P11 so far. Yeah, from Ebert onward, everyone has made a pit stop, apart from DK, who had a incident 2 laps ago. Everyone else in front has to make a pit stop, with the top 3 slowly starting to pull away.
Yeah. See how Vaporize is doing. Problem is he's got Cornish Cuck on the medium and Konzo on the hards. Konzo under pressure again from the Alpine runner. And like I say, Matty not quite in that TRS zone. Just outside of it, unfortunately, pace-wise. 3-4, he's looking good. He's close. He's closer now behind Charlie. Oh, but he loses the back end. Oh,
what a moment.
Yeah. Good save. And he's still got DRS. So he's able to claw a bit of that back. Oh, we got yellow. That's Hilly.
Should be
it's beached.
Good to get himself going.
He had to reset himself, which I don't blame him. He was actually beached from the curb.
Fair play. Yeah, and he didn't win any time. Vaporize and Cornish. And Cornish defends.
Oh, Vaporize Hilly spun off again. That's probably the tyres overheating.
Yeah, it's not been Hilly's race, but he is back after being away for 7 months, so you can't really blame him. Fair play for joining back and having an attempt at his home Grand Prix as well. Like we've mentioned, there are a lot of Dutchies in this tier, and they all want to prove themselves. Unfortunately, we lost 2 Dutchies already by the likes of Niels and Roy, but we still got a lot of them left in contention to maybe even take the victory around here. But it's not looking good for the Dutchies, as we got Kjebo, Vemu and Jones now on the podium so far.
Yeah, Fruitful had another moment again, run really wide, and he's actually outside of DRS now from Charlie. So he did 2 laps now where he's made mistakes in sector 2. And yeah, it's given Charlie a bit of breathing space. We've got yellow, and that is an Aston, that's DK. We could have a safety car here, and we do. Now, if you're at meet, now this is the nightmare for the hard runners, because the medium runners can pit. This is within their pit window. I don't know if you can go all the way on mediums from here. I mean, oh yeah. Music, yeah, I think this is perfect for the medium runners to get a free pit stop done. Yeah, I can't see you being able to do medium. The mediums alone are about 14 laps anyway. So, yeah, this is.
I don't think there will be a better moment unless the safety car, when it comes in, comes straight out when there is an incident a lap after. But yeah, when we get this race going again, we're pretty much halfway into this race, so you would expect the guys who are now on the mediums to make a pit stop anyway within the next couple of laps. Kjebo is in already, Vemu follows, Jones as well. I imagine Charlie is going into the pits as well. Yep, he is, so that means that Fruitful will be the one leading this race in front of Gonzo, in front of Vaporizer.
Yeah, and everyone who started on the hards has stayed out because unfortunately it's the worst time and the best time for the medium runners because you just won't be able to get medium tyres to go to the end in pitted if you're on the hard runners. So it makes all these hard runners now have to hope that there's a safety car in the next few laps. Because you could, it's more than 20 odd laps you'd have to do on medium and it's just not possible.
We said it before, a safety car or caution triggers another caution. So
yeah.
I don't rule another safety car out within the next couple of laps. Hopefully the safety car comes in very shortly. We've got Hilly now on the start-finish straight, so it definitely won't be this lap. I'm hoping to get back racing again on lap 14, that will be. I haven't seen this, I think, ever, apart from safety cars towards the end of the race, but everyone is on the hard tyre. Literally everyone. We've got Fruitful, Conso, Vaporizer, Matty, Kelso and Charlie who haven't made their pit stop yet. No. Kelso and Charlie have made a pit stop, but they did on lap 1. The rest of the field just made their pit stop when this safety car came out. So they will be on much fresher tires and they will be looking to make it until the end of the race. Like we've said, when there is a safety car coming out towards the end of the race, we assume that everyone will be going onto the soft tire. It will be very interesting to see when the people who still have to make their stop are going to pit. Like I said, it's Fruitful, Conso, Vaporize and Matty. They haven't made a pit stop yet, so they will have to do it before the end of the race. Switch to a different compound, either the medium or the soft. Yeah, they probably would have made their pit stop around lap 20 until 23, 24. So they still got a little bit of time left for another safety car to come out, but this has been the ideal timing for a safety car. Everyone who has been on the medium, or everyone who has started on the medium tire, safety car is coming in this lap. So yeah. Fruitful is the one dictating the tempo, and he's the one getting this field going again. Yeah, how well did everyone warm up the tires? That is the question. When is Fruitful going to go? Another question. We will get the answers very shortly. And yeah, with lap 14 starting any moment, we get green flag conditions once again.
Yeah, and now we just got to wait for Fruitful. And would you believe this? Fruitful P1. We almost put it in the wall twice, but waiting for him to get going. I expect him to go.
He is going. Now. And Conso has been awake. Vaporizer as well. Is Vaporizer trying to make a move already? Conso defends. Matty has been put under pressure by Kelso, but everything is going fine so far. No major incidents. Everyone got away cleanly.
Did better. And he even got through turn 3 so far. But oh, the Alfa Romeo getting around the outside of the Alfa Tauri. Turbo. Very racy, and of course these guys on fresher hards as well, so they will have a grip advantage. It's a win-win for those guys that pitted in that safety car period. Kyobo already into P6, is right on the back of Calzo and Matty Robbo. Oh, we got a yellow.
Oh, Fruitful.
Oh, it's the McLaren. Yeah, Fruitful's lost it.
Fruitful
what a
was
shame.
A mistake, and he is all the way down to P11. As he was almost a second clear from Conso. He was in such a good position and he makes a mistake. We saw him, like Lewis just said, we saw him losing the back end twice already. And third time, not lucky. Fruitful dropped all the way down to P9.
Yeah, and Conso now leads the race, but Vaporizer, look who he is, and he's using the energy. He's alongside the Mercedes, side by side going to turn 1. And Vaporizer takes the lead from P16 to P1, we've got a Ferrari man back up front.
Yeah, and it will be a very hard task for everyone behind to keep him within a second.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Vaporizer had to get up front and use his pace that he has got, because he will have to pit again. That is a guarantee. He does have to pit again. He's only been on that hard tyre rather, throughout this period. He's going to have to hope there's a safety car, which is a high possibility that a safety car occurs in the next few laps. I suppose if there was a safety car now, you're almost at the window now where if there was a safety car, you would pit to go into mediums. But it would still, even now, be pushing it far, because you're coming up to 20 to go.
Will be a big stretch. Kierbo is a man on a mission. He's the first one who made a pit stop under the last safety car, and he is now down the inside of Matty, who's not fighting that hard, although he's trying to order around the outside, but Kierbo makes the move stick, and it is him already up into P3.
Free fall already. To be fair, free fall considering at the moment it's in P8. The big issue, I suppose, for him though is he is one who's yet to pit, and he's now surrounded by people, or a mixture of people who have pitted and have not pitted. So it's going to be really hard for him now. But there's a big train with Matty leading it ahead of Calzo. Calzo had to pit early on. He pitted on the opening lap. He's somehow been able to get use that safety car at P5. And he's almost within, or he is in fact in DRS zone, and he activates it. That's crucially going to keep him ahead of Calzo.
Yeah, everyone now pretty much within a second of the car ahead. Jones is just outside of the 1 second window, and Vaporize is starting to get away. Kierbo knows how quick he needs to get past Conso if he wants to have any chance of taking a victory in this race, unless a safety comes out, of course.
Yeah, Kierbo looks controlled though, to be fair. He looks smooth, and it doesn't matter. Vaporizer, it stays just 2 seconds clear. That's no good for Vaporizer, and especially being pitting in green flag conditions. That is music to Kierbo's ears.
Yeah, the guys who pitted for fresh hearts, they will be praying for it to be green flag conditions until the end of the race. No safety cars,
absolutely.
no virtual safety cars, just racing until lap 36.
Or, if there is going to be a safety car later in the race, once these hard runners have had to pit. Here goes Kierbo with the DRS down the inside, and the advantage of 11 lap fresher tyres. And he is through.
The question is now, is he going to gain on Vaporize, or is Vaporize still too quick on 10 lap older tyres?
Well, obviously the hard tyre is very durable. There isn't so much of a drop off like there is on the other tyre compounds. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he's able to keep the gap as is, then we know that Vaporizer has the upper hand on pace over Kierbo, which would be very interesting if later on, with this car and they're all on the same tyre, same age. But let's see, so far, the gap has stayed pretty even between the two. Now that Kierbo has got into clean air. In fact, he's dropping Konzo already quite a bit.
All of them all down the inside. They're side by side. And he thinks better of it. He's probably going to wait for the start finish straight. Is he going to make the move now? Unfortunately for him, Charlie gets DRS in front.
Look at that speed advantage.
Campbell around the outside, yeah. But now with the corner, still on the outside, much better grip, gets the job done, Vemu up into P6.
Yeah, very nice move by Vamo. And next up, Calzo, who's got Matty, Ponzo, and Kibbo. And look at this, Vaporizer is still able to pull away. Gap's 3.3. Just a couple of tenths quicker.
Even on 10 have all the tyres, that's insane.
Yeah, that's it. And Ponzo's been able to stay with Kierbo because of DRS, but now he is outside that DRS, so I expect the Mercedes to be under pressure from Matty Robbo now.
Yeah, luckily for Ponzo, Matty is on the same...
same strategy.
Yeah, same strategy, so they both have to make a stop. But yeah, Matty with the DRS should be able to maybe get a move into turn 1, although I think he's now a little bit too far away.
Yeah, too far away. He had an unlucky race yesterday. Matty having a much better, much better time of it so far. Lap 20 of 36, so we've done the first half of this race. This is the crunch point. Now the pit window will be open for these guys who have started on the hards, or nearly anyway. We haven't seen the icon yet, but I'd expect next lap or lap 22 is when the pit window would be for the hard tyre runners to change to mediums. So this is the crucial moment now where is there going to be if there's a safety car, it will massively turn in favour of these hard runners who have yet to pit.
Root was having a little look on the uphill section through sector 1, but he couldn't quite make the move on equals Charlie, so he has to stay and remain in P11 for now. And the problem is, and he will be very frustrated about that one, everyone in front is getting DRS as well. It's your casual standard DRS train formed by the other Charlie in P7.
Gilly's spun around again. No safety car.
As
Gonzo
we've got a
pits.
Mercedes in the pits. Yes, Gonzo into the pit. So he's the first one committing from the people who haven't made a stop yet. And he's going on to the medium tyre.
There's a few people now. I can see their pit icon is activated. So Calzo. Oh, Ferrari Vamo had a moment. Oh, there's a few people at a moment. There's
Charlie.
AlphaTauri. Yeah. Going slowly. He gets going. Oh, but he spins again. Yeah. So Charlie having a moment. Vamo having a moment. That's dropped them further down. And Matty in a bit of cleaner air now with Colzo behind.
I don't think Matty is too happy about that clean air, because that was the reason why no one was able to overtake, because he got DRS as well. But now Kelso is forming that little bit of a DRS train, as he is not getting the DRS from Matty in front.
Yeah. Vaporizer stays out. I think Vaporizer will try and extend his strategy a bit more, hoping there's going to be a safety car. As Jones sets the fastest lap of the
Cruz
race.
goes into the pits. He has had enough of the DRS train, and he will be trying the undercut.
He sped in the pit lane.
No way.
5-second penalty.
Oh, I see it now on the broadcast. Fruitful again.
Yeah, Vaporizer is slightly quicker, but not massively quicker. Gap 3.8 seconds.
Kelso got back within that 1 second window of Matty.
Yeah.
So Kelso finding pace. He saw that Jones was the one putting in a new fastest lap, so he knows that Jones is very eager to get past, and he said to himself, okay, I need to push now as well, get myself back into that 1 second window, give me a bigger chance of defending, as Charlie is out of this race. Is this going to trigger another safety car? Yes, it is.
And where is, and it just perfectly.
Vaporizer. Ho, 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 ho.
And Kyobo is going to pit this, because this is a problem. This has suited the hard runners perfectly. I was saying it couldn't have happened at a better time, and if you're one of the medium runners, as he bird 3 seconds. If you're one of those medium runners now, you are absolutely livid with what's happened.
Fruitful just made a pit stop on the last lap. Gonzo went into the pits 2 laps ago.
Yeah.
They are now going to rejoin behind pretty much everyone.
Yeah, because Matty's coming through. So too is Calzo. So too is PW Jones, and he gets ahead of Konzo. So yeah, Konzo from being ahead of Matty is lost places to Matty, Calzo, and Jones.
Yeah, Fruitful is serving his 5-second penalty, which is smart. He's going onto another set of medium tires. And like we had the situation last safety car where pretty much everyone was on the hard tire. Now we only got one hard tire runner remaining by the like of Famu, and everyone else is on the medium.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Vamo's strategy there.
I think he didn't want to double stack because Vaporizer was in, so I'm not too surprised if we see him coming into the pits this lap.
I would have thought a double stack wouldn't lose you as much time with pace as what he's going to lose now. Because Vamo is still quite a bit behind Vaporizer. I think he would have been able to get away with it. So I think he's decided he wants to try and hold his position. It's going to be very, very tricky to do.
A couple of people on all the tires, in fact 2 people. Venwu, like we mentioned on 12 lap all hards, and Konso, who, like we said as well, made his pit stop 2 laps earlier. Oh, and we've got a McLaren off. Kelso lost the position to Jones on the safety car conditions, but he got it back again. Is this going to trigger a penalty for either driver, or is it okay now? Because we are back in the right order. I think it's okay. Yeah, it's all good. We are waiting for Hilly to catch up with the rest of the field, so the safety car will stay out for another lap. I'm predicting it will come in the next lap, so we will get going again from lap 26 onwards. So 11 laps left of green flag conditions, and hopefully just green flag conditions until the very end of the race.
Yeah, waiting for it to kick in again. I think we've got one more lap.
Lewis, how much fuel are you saving under the safety car condition? Because like, imagine if you're just started, the lap is 36 laps, you put 36 laps of fuel in the car. We had 3 safety cars now. Is there like plus 2.5 laps or even more now in the car?
Around this, I mean, with the safety car, yeah, you're looking at around, even if you had like no fuel or you're right on 0, you would have probably saved now close to 2 laps. Maybe a lap and a half of fuel just from these 3 safety cars alone. It does differ from circuit to circuit, but yeah, yesterday, I ended up having quite a bit of fuel left over. And it's the risk, obviously, you're running low, thinking there's going to be a safety car, because sometimes I don't like having it underfueled. But yeah, I think everyone's going to be in the same boat.
It's just like the thought in the back of your head, like, please bring out a safety car because otherwise I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
Which for some drivers is not a very satisfying feeling. But Illy hasn't caught up yet. He will probably do, as Vemu is going to back up the field, but the safety car will come in this lap. So like we said, from lap 26 onwards we will be getting green flag conditions once again, as we've got 2 Ferraris in the lead, P1 and P2. Kierbo P3, can he do something compared to Vaporize? It will depend on how quick he can get past Vemu, because I don't think Vemu is going to make it too hard for Vaporize to get past. When is Vemu gonna go? He's gonna go now. It's a good restart from Vemu, and Kierbo has been awake. Is he going to make a move down the inside already? He is having a bit of a look, but he has to go the long way around. They're side by side, but Vaporize has the inside. Is he going to remain in front? No, he's not. Kierbo gets in front of Vaporizer, and he gets up into P2. Vaporizer drops down to P3, and he won't be too happy about that one.
Yeah, fair play, fair play. What a move from Kierbo. Really quick. And that does not help the Ferrari battle there of first and second, because now Vamo probably would have made it easy for Vaporize to get through at the end of the lap. Now he's going to try and defend.
And that is Charlie, who made a move down the inside of the Haas of Ebert, but it's not going to work through Schijfvlak.
Oh, Kierbo's trying to go around the outside again, and he's going to do it. He's going to do another outside manoeuvre on a Ferrari. Ferrari has a straight line speed. Oh, and just about holds on. And this is going to be stressful for Kierbo because the Ferrari loses it. Yeah, gets too greedy on the throttle with those cold hards, and that is perfect for the Alfa Romeo. But that Ferrari seems very slippy down the straight. And look at it already. It's going to breeze past, it looks like.
Oh, that is such a quick Ferrari. Vemu has got no downforce on that car.
No. He's gone for the he's gone for the Prentice Brothers low downforce setup.
Yes.
They like that on those Ferraris as well. It's an absolute nightmare to get past them. So I feel for Kierbo, but interesting, Vaporize I don't think has the same low downforce setup. So it's just Vamo. Maybe that's why Vamo wanted to stay out, thinking the low downforce is going to be very tricky to overtake. But around this section here, he is going to be a sitting duck. Particularly when DRS becomes activated at the end of the, after this lap. But 9.5 to go. And it's finally poised. Vaporize is just holding back. Just letting it, which is a smart thing. Seeing what happens. These two could just end up in an instant together, and he can just pick up the pieces. Matty also closely following in Q4.
I think Vaporizer knows that when Kierbo gets past Vemu, Vaporizer is going to get passed very easily by Vemu. Unless Vemu is going to be thinking about his own position, which he has all the right to do so, and wants to finish as high up the podium as possible. But for now he's doing a brilliant job to keep Kierbo behind. But now, as we saw on the top of our screen, DRS is enabled. So is Vemu being able to pull off the same job by keeping Kierbo behind for the next couple of laps? Fruitful making up positions left, right and center. He made the move on Ebert last lap, and he exactly the same spot he made a move on Conso, so he gets himself up into P7. Next one is PW Jones.
Yeah, and this is now where Kierbo with DRS, first time after this restart under safety car conditions. And Vamo has been using more energy, it has to be said. Let's be careful here that it's being caught out by Vamo, getting lost traction, spinning.
Oh, what's happening there?
Weird.
It was a little bit of a leg spike, and Kierbo gained everything from it. Fruitful's off. Fruitful with a mistake, but Vamo gets past again. And
that Vamo had DRS because of it. What is going on? Like that, I was watching it as well, and Kierbo, with a bit of contact, and he's managed to get past the Ferrari because of it.
And now the two Ferraris, and Vaporizer gets past as well, yeah.
Yeah, Kierbo's going to be probably under threat for that one, because unfortunately, he didn't mean it. He just got caught out by Vamo's late braking. But yeah, it was an interesting one there. How the glitch meant that Kierbo got ahead right at the point of the DRS line, and Damo then was able to easily get past again.
Fem was really struggling on these hards. He lost the position to Matty. He had a really bad exit. Kelso almost made the full use of that. Vemu is struggling, but he's still in P4 and doing a good job, so he wants to remain in this position, of course. But people behind are looking very thirsty to get up and gain a few more positions. Here comes Kelso trying to make a move, but Vemu is getting the DRS from Matty in front. Kelso has to go the long way around. Is he going to make it stick? Yes, he is. He's at least trying to make a move around the outside. They're side by side, and I think Kelso's going to come out on top. Yes, he is. Brilliant move from the McLaren, and he gets himself up into P4.
And he would have been like, no, I really could have done with you holding up for at least another lap. It's not the case. And yeah, Vamo really struggling now. 18 laps on those hards. They're already moving close towards the end of their life. And compared to these medium runners, it's just night and day difference. 6 to go.
Yeah, we said it before. We didn't want a safety car, but it made the race very interesting, at least for the victory. Because now, Vaporizer was in front. Kierbo is now in front. Vaporizer seems to be quicker. But good luck getting past that Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, and Matty is just in that DRS zone. Just, but look at this. Here comes Vaporizer with the DRS and using the energy. Is Kierbo going to fight back? Kierbo is going to fight back. Oh, he's going to be careful. Oh, they're almost touching. They are touching. And Kierbo's still fighting it on. He's not giving it up. And he's going to hang around the outside. He holds it. Fair play, Kierbo. That's really good driving there. How he was able to hold on. Vaporizer going to look through on the inside. No, you don't do that there. Kierbo is doing exactly right. It's aggressive but fair. It's not, it's not giving up on the position basically. Vaporizer is a bit more careful because he knows he's got the pace advantage. Kierbo knows he has to be aggressive because once Vaporizer gets by, he's got the pace to pull away.
Yeah, fair play to Vaporizer as well, because we saw him during his battle with Matty, and it was exactly the same situation, and they didn't make contact. Same now between him and Kierbo, no contact, fair racing between both of them. And Vaporizer now has another shot of taking the P1 in this race, gets past. Yeah, no way for Kierbo now to stick his nose in. And the question is now, is Kierbo quick enough to get Vaporizer back on the next lap?
Oh, we got a yellow.
That is Matty. No, Matty.
Oh, so close to the end as well. Yeah, can Kierbo stay in that DRS?
He's doing a good job so far. Like, we saw that Vemu had some brilliant straight line speed. I don't know about Vaporizer. He looked quick as well on the straight because he got the job done even before they had to brake. Kierbo is low on ERS as his light was flashing through sector 1, so he's not got a lot left. But the same goes on for Vaporizer, so they're pretty much equal on the ERS level, as we've got two cars in sector 2 tangled up. That is Charlie and Matty. But yeah, now we will see the true pace of Kierbo. Is he gaining on Vaporizer, and by how much?
Yeah, it feels like
pretty much nothing. He's not using any ERS, to be fair, but Vaporizer just puts in a fast lap of the race, and he will definitely try and attempt to break outside of the 1 second window on this lap.
Yeah, I think Kierbo just doesn't quite have the pace, and even with the DRS he wasn't catching up down the straight. They are in another league compared to the others in pace, but Vaporizer just had the edge at the moment. And yeah, from the back of the field to the P16, P1, he had the safety car worked in his favour in the end for this race, but it is what it is. 3.5 to go. Got a couple of people pitting. Matty and Charlie, I guess, to try and get past the lap. So Matty is still in, crucially, a points-paying position.
Yeah, pretty much everyone now finishing the race will get a point, apart from Charlie. But they're continuing on, fair play. As we are almost entering lap 34 out of 36, 3 more laps remaining here in the Dutch Grand Prix. And we've got Kelso back after a very long time, running in a podium position. You love to see it.
Yeah. Very good. But you got Jones following right behind. That's going to be about P3 now before the end of this race.
Oh, Cornish! What a moment, but what a save as well. Oh my days, that was brilliant.
Yeah, there's a few battles going on now in the conclusion of this race. Well, we got a sector.
Yeah, Ebert and Cornish were fighting. And
yeah.
I was already saying to myself, Ebert, please don't make a move around the outside. And that's exactly what he attempted. And he paid the price.
Yeah, it is what it is. Jones right up there though now with McLaren. 2 to go. Yobo is closer. But
it is a lot closer indeed.
He's got no energy problem.
How much is Jones gaining on the straight? He gaining quite a bit. And he's got 40% ERS compared to 20% for Kelso, so he's got a little bit of the advantage on that part. But the most crucial advantage is for Kelso, as he has got track advantage compared to Jones. One place higher up and taking that last podium spot at the moment.
One and a half laps to go.
Lovely helicopter view once again. We've had it a couple of times for tonight's Grand Prix. You love to see it. Charlie and Matty both putting in fastest laps of the race. Charlie now with a 1:11.9 being the fastest lap of the race. He won't get an extra point for it. He at least is taking away the point from Matty, which he will be pleased about, I think.
And if he can get past Matty, he'll have 2 points rather than nothing.
Exactly.
Final lap.
Last lap of the race, it's all or nothing for Kierbo and Jones if they want to gain a position.
Oh, it seems closer for Jones against Calzo. It may have been his last chance, unless he can get a switch back, but I think the McLaren probably is just done enough.
It all comes down to the second DRS straight. They are slowly building up to. They're both low on ERS as well.
Yeah.
They're pushing to the absolute limit, but I don't think it's enough for Jones. Yeah, probably needed a couple of more laps to get the job done.
By the way, fair play to Vamo.
Yeah, he remained in P5 on 24 lap old hards. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Jones is too far away to make a move. And we will have to focus on our race leader as well, because he is the one now coming out of the final turn, starting from last, 16th place on the grid, will take victory here at his home Grand Prix. Vaporized is going to finish in P1, with Kierbo finishing P2, and Kelso, after being away for quite some time, will be very pleased to get himself onto the podium. Vemu holds on. Jones P4. Vemu P5 just in front of Conso, who's back as well. The brothers will be happy with a P3 and a P6. Cornish P7. Hilly, after 7 months, back as well. He had a very unlucky race, but he finishes inside the points. Ebert P9. And who is going to win for the battle of the fastest lap? We've got Charlie gaining a lot actually on Matty, and he will get DRS for that last push. So I assume Charlie is going to take the fastest lap, but he won't get a point, and that point is going to Matty, as he is the one finishing in 10th. Up to the line. Is it Matty or is it Charlie? It is Charlie with the fastest lap of the race, and that is the end of tonight's race.
Yeah, and Ebird wasn't able to get fastest lap in the end, despite being on fresher softs. But yeah, no fastest lap points today.
So here comes Vaporizer, makes his way down to the podium. What a race we've seen from him. We saw you at the pace after the second safety car as well. Then he got lucky with the third safety car because it was exactly when he wanted to pit. Went to the pits, switched to mediums, and after he got past Femu and Kierbo, he remained in the lead and brought it home. Really well done by Vaporizer, really well driven by Kierbo as well. We saw some great battling between those two. And Kelso finishing in third place is a really big achievement for him as well. We will have a look at the final standings for tonight's race. Vaporizer taking P1, Kierbo P2, Kelso P3, Jones P4, Vemu P5, really impressive on those hards. Conso P6, good to see him back as well. Cornish P7, Hilly P8, Ebert P9, and Nettie rounds off the top 10. Charlie takes the fast lap of this race in P11, Fruitful P12, Charlie P13, DK P14, News and Roy respectively in P15 and P16. And with that, Lewis, it rounds off the stream for tonight. Thank you for joining the commentary box with me. It was a pleasure as always.
Absolutely, yes, thank you. That was a good race, really fun race, and yeah, fair play, Vaporizer. That's what I'm going to say. Kierbo, bad luck with the safety cars. He looked good, but it didn't work in his favour in the end. But he'll come back for more next week for the final race before our break.
Yes, final break week, and we didn't miss any races for AU1, so it will be a break week for the AU1 as well, compared to last time where we had to rerun the Portuguese Grand Prix. We will be going to Italy next week for the Cathedral of Speed, or the Temple of Speed. Is it Cathedral? Temple? At least it has something to do with speed. We're going to Monza. You love to see it. For now, I want to thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Congratulations on everyone who finished in the points and on the podium. And hopefully we will see you guys back next week. As I always say, have a good one. Stay safe and good.